But something that's not easy to make though this way though, Lexi, is a Western. You'll never see that. But Westerns, I think, are maybe going to have a comeback. I doubt it, but there is one that is coming. There is one that is coming. That's a fistful of money. So we talk about this reboot for a fistful of money. Dollars, I said money. Fistful of change, a fistful of money, a fistful of your grandma's bank account, fistful of dollars.
Brian, get it right. Come on.
Fistful of Dollars reboot is coming, everybody. That's right, the Clint Eastwood legacy movie. And then they did 3 movies kind of based off of this as well. But now they're going to reboot it. And of course, we're talking about this recently about Westerns. I think it was on Friday or Wednesday last week about how Westerns don't really happen that often anymore. But now we're going to hit this. Clint Eastwood classic, Fistful of Dollars, is set to be rebooted, remade, redone. Of course, about the wandering gunslinger with no name who plays 2 rival families against each other in a town torn apart by greed, pride, and revenge. And this was released in the 60s. And of course, we had, the spin-offs from this too. Of course, we had the more Fistful of Dollars, more and good, the good and the bad, and the ugly. And, Clint Eastwood did all this shit. And Clint Eastwood, the good, the bad, and the ugly was always fucking awesome. I love that movie. I don't think I ever saw Fistful of Dollars, though. I know I saw the good, bad, and the ugly because I know that was like something my brothers and I watched a lot. But the question is his son going to play the main part, Clint Eastwood's kid? We're going to throw him in there to be the new Clint Eastwood freaking Western cowboy? I don't know. I don't see how this is going to work. Honestly, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. They're like, let's reboot this because it's a big franchise. Maybe Westerns have a comeback. But I just don't see Westerns having a comeback, GR. Can you imagine? Why? All right, can this even happen? I think we're just too far gone. Like I said on Friday or was it Wednesday? Like, unless there's a sci-fi twist in this, I don't think people are going to watch it. I just don't think they're going to watch it, unfortunately. What do you think, GR? Is this something that'll be a new generation bring into the Western?
As I said Friday, the Westerns are dead. I mean, the current one that we talked about Friday, I loved it. And they've already pulled the second half of it, so it won't go on into the theaters. But the days of the Westerns are done. As I said Friday, you can't have a car chase in a Western. You can't blow up the world in a Western. They have that much dynamite.
And Clint Eastwood is too old to do a Western, so you can't have a Western. I mean, he's our guy.
If it was going to be somebody related to him, it's going to be his great-grandson.
You don't think his son could do it?
His son's my age, for Christ's sakes.
No, his son's not your age. His son is not your age.
Clint Eastwood is 94.
Yeah, but isn't his son in his 40s? I think his son's in his 40s.
His son is not in his 40s.
Wait, what? I'm gonna look him up because Clint Eastwood's son, I'm pretty sure, is in his 40s. He was in Suicide Squad, and he was not that.
In his 40s, Clint was really a frisky old bastard.
Like his son, Scott Eastwood. Let's see how old Scott Eastwood is. Age. Scott Eastwood is 38 years old. 38 years old.
I'll give Clint credit because that guy's a lot of friskier.
Well, you know what? De Niro just had a kid.
Yep, it's true. But Scott's
just keep popping them out until they're in the grave.
They just keep popping out. I'm going to bring a picture of Scott Eastwood out here for everybody, but I feel like Scott Eastwood might be the person they go. He was in Suicide Squad. I always think about that. And I know he's done more beyond that. He's been popping up at lunch and stuff. I'll show you a picture of him. You decide, Rachel. You can decide. That's not for me to say. That's for everybody else to judge. What do you think, Rachel? Do you think this is a good idea to make a fistful of dollars moving forward? If because again, the Western, can it come back? Rachel's like, you, Rachel.
No, I'm sorry. I you cut out for a second.
Answer the question.
I have a very popular opinion about this. I actually think we could do a Western revival. I think that a modern audience could accept Westerns, but big asterisk, it would have to be more of a historically accurate Western. The white, straight male protagonist of a Western and having all white cities and all white towns and all white characters is not really accurate. The West was where anyone could find success, no matter of your gender or your skin color. He's good enough looking. He's got that like ruggedness.
He looks like his dad.
Yeah, he looks like Clint.
Yeah, he does.
I can see it. He's a good looking dude.
He does. He's got a little bit stronger of a jaw than Clint Eastwood, which is surprising.
For sure.
Make my day.
But I think back where I was going, if you involve more of a diverse cast in westerns, which actually would be more accurate, I think that it could be successful.
If you look up historical records, you're absolutely right. Because what was it? 58% of the cowboys in the Wild West were black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, black, Hispanic. There were a lot of female business owners outside of just brothels. There were
Westworld lied to us, Rachel?
In the West before Western expansion really took off.
Well, actually, they lied. I can't believe that.
Why would Westworld lie to us?
Why would Westworld?
I don't get that. Come on, Westworld.
You were in it, Brian. Does that mean that you lied to us?
When you get
I mean, I guess.
Westworld wasn't completely accurate. I'm shocked.
Yeah, not completely accurate.
Well, here's the thing. Westworld was a theme park, and theme parks are not known for historical accuracy.
Yeah, it's very true.
I was doing my racial limitation of the hands to the face.
Yeah, but what do you think, Lexi? Can we do this? Can we make a Western work again? Can Eastwood's kid be the man to run the path forward for the new generation of Westerns, or will they cast Timothée Chalamet instead?
Well, Chalamet's probably, definitely going to be up there some way or another.
But they do have Shetland ponies for him to ride,
A fistful of Chalamet.
A fistful of Chalamet. There you go. That's what Hollywood's doing right now.
You should make it Canadian. A fistful of toonies.
Yeah. Oh, eh? That's a good film. So I feel like I should be speaking, for Jacob here because this is his genre, and he thinks that westerns are always going to be a thing. This is spaghetti western, so it's not the same as like American western. I guess it's a different kind of western. It's got a different kind of feel. But so it's Italian western. But so how do you remake it? Do you remake it like in the traditional like spaghetti western style, or do you remake it for like a modern American audience? So like that's the one question when you're remaking.
Yeah, how do you do it?
Spaghetti westerns, remaking like something like a True Grit or something like that. Which, when they did the remake of True Grit, the Coen brothers were the ones that got to do it, and I feel like the Coen brothers really were very respectful in doing like what Rachel said and bringing that traditional American western.
But the remake sucked.
I didn't care for. Actually, I'm a big fan of the original with John Wayne myself.
I thought it was fine.
It was okay, yeah.
I just, I don't know why I like the John Wayne one more, but I do like the John Wayne one more. But regardless of that,
go listen to our podcast episode and you'll hear my opinion.
I did really like the John Wayne one, but regardless of that, I do think there is something to be said about making westerns. If you do like the way that Rachel said, I feel like you'll probably make them more like in like a traditional type, because I feel like the thing with the old western was that the old western stopped getting made because it was blatantly known to be so stereotypical and it was so offensive, and eventually like people stopped doing it because they knew it was like blatantly stereotypical and offensive, and they were like, you gotta stop doing this. Like the western almost was like kind of almost like lighter form blackface in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? Like it was offensive. There was a lot of offensive shit in it. Not blackface, but you know what I mean? Like it was really like offensive form of like filmmaking. So there was a lot of things from it that just didn't carry over.
Very what was the word I was looking for? Very the same. There was very formulaic. There was very much a formula to it. So I think the audience And audience, there was a big shift when the space race happened. People became less interested in cowboys and more interested in astronauts. So I don't really think that there was a consciousness in stopping making westerns. I think there was just an audience shift.
Sure.
I get that. Yeah, audience definitely shift. And then also people, you're right, people were just like, the Wild West was the golden age of cinema for a long time. It was easy for them, horseback, they just had a whole infrastructure. It was, of course, we did black and white, and maybe transition into like, some talk from, no, nothing to talkies. That's just a big thing. It was like also a time in the era where we're gonna showcase what it is to be a man on the out in the wilderness, like shooting things and dominating, and it was just a different time in the world. And I think that it was a different time in cinema. It was a different time for Hollywood. And now we don't really have anything like this. And I don't think that maybe we can revolutionize it and bring it back somehow. But I just don't know if there's ever going to be like a driving force niche for more movies like this, unless you have a star like Clint Eastwood to run the path to make it freaking be something huge again. And again, I think it shows a lot for star power.
If they put Chris Pratt in all of these, I am out.
Why not? Chris Pratt, and we'll put
fucking
Chris's.
Anymore.
We'll do Chris Pratt, Chris Evans.
You know what? Honestly, though, Chris Pine would make a good cowboy. I'm not mad at Chris Pine being a cowboy.
Chris Pine could be a cowboy. I just don't know.
Giddy up.
Yeah, I just don't see this being a big thing moving forward. I feel like they're going to try it. I think they have a plan to probably make multiple movies off this if they can. But I think overall, like the Western is not, I don't think it come back. We should ask Kevin Costner how that worked out for him. He made big epic movies, and again, like we said on Friday, the first one came out, it made only $28 million, like in a couple weeks, and so they just didn't release the second one now.
What if
they already filmed
the 90s?
Yeah, it's already filmed.
Yeah,
Rachel.
it's all done, ready to come out in August. It's coming in August. Now it's just canned.
No, it's gonna be on one of the
streaming
HBO or something.
What if you did it like the 90s there, though? Like you did shit like Young Guns and then like
I love Young Guns
and shit like
Great
that,
movies.
where they're not really like, they're not traditional
Dead
like
Queen
westerns, but they're just like sexy westerns, like for like, what I mean?
Westerns.
Because they were clear. Because like those were my mom's favorite western kind of movies. Like they're not
a western resurgence in the 90s with like Tombstone.
Yeah, there was a big.
I love Tombstone.
Well. Like
there was
Young
a few, but there were so.
Yeah.
As you said, Rachel, times changed.
Yeah.
The cowboys became policemen, private investigators. God knows, and then it changed again, and they became lawyers, doctors,
and then eventually serial killers. That's the path.
Sexy serial killers.
Sexy serial killers, which we all watch and love for some reason.
The Western format in things. I think it just comes in a different package a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the success of Yellowstone. That show's killing
massive. 1884, or all the different spin-offs from it too. It's done really well for Paramount.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.